You wanted potential Tier 1 Gimmick puppet support. Oh boy. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. This field spell is bonkers for this deck. Like, oh man. So we're going to start off here with a machine dupe target. You wanted Gimmick puppet support, right? Well, that's okay because we have so many machine dupe targets for you today. It's crazy. So this is Gimmick Puppet Little Soldiers. It's a level 4 Dark Machine and effect monster. That's everything that you want to hear. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Okay, sure. On normal or special summon, we can send a Gimmick Puppet monster with a different level from your deck to the graveyard. This card's level becomes the sent monsters. We can Foolish Burial the Gimmick Puppet of locking your opponent. Oh boy. We can banish this card from our graveyard and then target up to 2 Gimmick Puppet monsters you control. Increase their levels by 4 till the end of the turn. Technically, that gives you access to rank 12s with this. You could technically hard make Zeus in this deck if you really wanted to. But realistically, you have a machine dupe target that gives you a dump that modifies itself. That's kind of interesting, actually. And I'm also happy to see that these are machine dupe targets, because this does give you access to the Link monster a little bit easier. But that means, okay, but don't worry, there's another machine dupe target. Hey, look, it's another machine dupe target. This is the Gimmick Puppet Bloody Doll. And, yeah, okay, so level 8 Dark Machine effect monster. 400 attack, 1400 defense. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. You cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate either of this card's effects except for Gimmick Puppet monster. So, yes, it does have a lock on it, but that's fine. If this card is in your hand, you can reveal a Gimmick Puppet Exceed monster in your extra deck. Special summon both one Gimmick Puppet monster from your deck with a level equal to the revealed monster's rank and this card. Yes, you heard me read you that correctly. You reveal any Gimmick Puppet Exceeds in your extra deck, you special summon something from the extra deck with an equal level of the revealed, and this card gets to beam itself on out. You do not have to special summon 2 8s. No, that's good. If this card is sent to the graveyard except from the hand, you can add it to the hand. I really love the fact that they were like, hey, you know, if you Foolish Burial this off of the Gimmick Puppet crazy little soldier guy, you can actually recur this back to your hand and you have your resource loaded up so you can do your thing. That also means that if I detach this as an Exceed material as well, this will also recur itself back to the hand. That's pretty good, actually. So, you know, for most of these rank 8s, I mean, you'll have a follow-up on the next turn because of this card, which is actually, them giving cards follow-ups is actually pretty good. This is the Cattle Scream. I love that name so much. But, I mean, this is just Human Centipede, crazy levels of monsters. So this is a level 8 Dark Machine effect monster. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. So we can detach an Exceed material from your monster, special summon this card from the hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so if this is my graveyard, I get a free detach level 8 extender back to my field, I'm in. A Gimmick Puppet Exceed monster has this card as material, gains following effect. Once per turn, you can target one card in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to their field in defense position. Yes, the load up my opponent's field with more monsters to help destroy me, and it also doesn't negate the effect of whatever you revive, but that's fine because this deck's whole purpose is to be able to grind Blender up their field so that you can basically try to cheese the win away from them. Like, that's pretty standard stuff. Now, does this remind anybody of a Yu-Gi-Oh character? I love these inspired themed cards. So this is Gimmick Puppet Fantasia X Machina. So it's going to be 2 level 8 monsters to make this on a 1500 attack, 3100 defense. And it is 100% generic, being those 2 level 8s. So you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once each turn. So you can detach a material from this card to add a rank up magic card from your deck to your hand. And then during your main phase of this turn, we can normal summon 1 machine monster in addition to your normal summoner set. I really like the fact that we now have a rank 8 that gives you the ability to search for any rank up spell card from your deck. It took 100 years for them to make this, but this is good. If you special summon a Gimmick Puppet Exceeds monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard to either field and defense position, and then you can add a rank up spell from your graveyard to your hand. That gives you reusable rank up spell cards back from your graveyard as recurable resources. That's pretty cool. I also love the note down here that this is the name is a play on fan service plus fantasy. Like, this card is, I'm not trying to like talk it up too much, but like, you have a rank 8 that searches for literally any rank up spell card that you want. Like, that's such cool card design that we can finally explore and be able to use some of those more niche ones in your strategies. And rank 8's not exactly the hardest thing to achieve. All right. And also, I mean, this card just seems really good. And then we have the Gimmick Puppet Fantasia Machina. Note. I love the note down here. Fantastic. This is just him going berserk, actually. So this is rank 9 Dark Machine, 3100 attack, 1500 defense. Do take note that there is a stat inversion there, actually. So 3 level 9s to make this. You can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name once per turn. So if this card is special summoned, we can add a puppet trap card from your deck to your hand. Yes, this is it specifically says puppet, not gimmick puppet, by the way, even though puppet will still work. You can detach one material from this card, special summon one monster from either graveyard to your opponent's field in defense position. So we can give them anything from our graveyard if we want. And then if a monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can target one of them, destroy it, and if you do inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of its attack points. It's actually kind of a shame that this only does half, because some of the other Gimmick Puppet stuff that we've had in the past will just slam huge numbers for you. Like, doing half is a little bit disappointing, but I think this is pretty good. Now, this is the card I was talking about here. This is the Mansion of the Underworld dolls. I love the little Gimmick Puppet doll down here. We also have our little friend down here. So this is a field spell. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, you can add one Gimmick Puppet monster from your deck to your hand. Congratulations, Gimmick Puppets are now in the world of having a field spell that searches for any Gimmick Puppet that they want. Gimmick Puppet monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle and are unaffected by your opponent's activated non-Xyz monsters effects. Excuse me, you literally just made a field spell that says, hey, you know, your Gimmick Puppets are literally unaffected, no Veiler, none of that fun, crazy stuff on those. Okay. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from a monster, and then target, from your monster, and then target one Gimmick Puppet monster in your graveyard. Special summon it to your opponent's field in defense mode. Well, they are really just loving loading up these opponent's monsters for you to be able to use those devastating monster effects to clean them up, deal that key damage, so you can do your thing. And then we have Gimmick Puppet Photobomb here. I really love this one, by the way. Like, this is hilarious. And then we have our other little friend here as well. So this is the Serviced Puppet, or Service plus Sadist. What in the world is this? You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. So you can target monsters your opponent controls up to the number of Gimmick Puppet Xyz monsters you control. Take control of them until the end phase. Remember all those Gimmick Puppets you've been special summoning your opponent's field? You now have a massive Snatch Steal for the turn, or Change of Heart for the turn, just calling them over to your field. Okay. If you control a Gimmick Puppet Exceed monster, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, we can banish this card from our graveyard, target an Exceed monster in either graveyard, and special summon it to either field in defense position. That will then trigger this guy, and then give you the ability to do your thing. Well, not entirely, but this stuff is pretty solid, honestly. Like, I think this Gimmick Puppet stuff has some great potential. You have an amazing rank up spell card searcher finally. Like, they outdone themselves. Boy, how many more machine dupe targets can we shove into decks? What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. See you beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.